Welcome to the overview of Nirmata Control Hub. Control Hub is a management platform for all your policy and governance needs. This dashboard gives you a quick overview of the security posture of all your clusters, namespaces, and repositories. You can see how many policies and rules are present across these clusters, what's the status of each of these policies, any critical alarms for the day, top violations, top clusters, and so on. You can view policy reports at multiple levels. You can see them via categories based on different clusters, namespaces, Git repositories, and also cloud accounts. Let's go to cluster view. Within a cluster, I see all the namespaces within the clusters. I see all the findings, all the resources in this cluster, and what is the status of each of these resources against all the policies that are applied. How many policies are present on this cluster, and also some metrics on number of policies, number of rules, what's the rule execution rate, amongst others. Let's go to findings. Given a finding, for example, this one, it's a RBAC best practices policy, restrict auto-mount service account token, and the message is auto-mounting of service account tokens is not allowed. Given a single policy, you can see all the impacted resources across all the clusters and namespaces. You can also see the remediate action available. Now, if I want to remediate the cert manager deployment, I get some suggestions from Nirmata. It says added auto mount service account token to false, change the container image, and also added a liveness probe. It comes with certain warnings. All of these remediations are generated by AI, and it is recommended that you test these remediated YAML before deploying those to target environments. Let's go back up into policy reports. All of these clusters are graded depending on how many violations are present in each of them. You always want your cluster to be at an A+. Going to repositories, Nirmata automatically detects the file types and it reports the violations present in these files. Similarly, for cloud accounts, you can drill down into a particular cloud account. You can filter per region. You can also filter it per service, and you can view the violations across services in this particular cloud account. Now let's look at policy exceptions. Policy exceptions provide an easy to audit, easy to manage, granular way to grant exceptions to policies and rules. A DevOps user requests a policy exception by filling out this form. You have to mention for how long you want the exception for, why do you need the exception, and which namespaces and clusters do you need the exception for. You can add as many reviewers as possible, or you can also have default reviewers. Once the exception is reviewed and approved by relevant reviewers, and you have the required number of approvals in place, only then your exception will be considered as approved and deployed into the cluster. Once the expiry time reaches, the particular exception is automatically removed by Nirmata, and the policies and rules go back to the original enforcement mode. Policy sets is a logical collection of policies. It allows you to group similar policies together. Nirmata provides curated policy sets and also allows you to create your own policy set. Once a policy set is created, you can add as many clusters as possible to this policy set. It is also possible to add a label selector so that automatically, whenever a cluster is registered, the policy set gets deployed to that particular cluster. Nirmata provides out-of-the-box support for various industry standards, such as ISO 27001, NIST, CIS. There are cloud provider best practices like EKS. And also, just like policy sets, you can add your own custom standard. Every compliance standard consists of several individual controls. These controls are mapped to governor policies. which can then be used to determine whether a particular control is being met or not. Onboarding clusters onto Nirmata platform is very straightforward. It is available as a Helm chart, which you can integrate with your current CI/CD practices. Policy Studio allows you to write new Kyverno policies and also perform a test run. You can copy paste your test resource here, or you can also load it from the clusters that are onboarded to Nirmata. This gives you quick feedback on how this new policy is going to affect existing systems. If your current resources are failing, it might be better to introduce the policy in an audit mode rather than an enforce mode so that you don't disrupt existing workflows. The platform supports different identity and access mechanisms such as SAML and OIDC. There are also built-in integrations available with tools such as Slack and Jira. You can configure notifications to go to your Slack workspace or be able to directly create Jira tickets from Nirmata. Sign up for a free trial today at try.nirmata.io. Thank you.